New Zealand's Waikato Stud is consistently one of the leading studs in the world, with Savabeel again crowned champion New Zealand Stallion. The farm is excitedly awaiting the first foals of their Caulfield Guineas winner, Super Seth. In 2020, Mike, of course, Waikato Stud was again the leading New Zealand breeder, and we see so many successes in Australia. Horses in the Waikato Silks, you know, by your stallions and from your incredible band of broodmares. So I'm sure it's pretty hard to keep up with the runners every day representing Waikato.
Yeah, well, I'm actually meant to be the one in charge of entering them on the calendar so we don't forget about them, but ironically I do forget about them time to time. But we love watching not only the horses we've bred and owned, but also the horses we've bred and sold, and following through them on the racetrack. So it's something we follow very closely, and we've always got the tally on at the office, watching whatever's coming through, you know, with that WS on the shoulder.
I was just so excited when I saw Super Seth was going to stand at Waikato Stud in the spring of 2020. He just has that wonderful profile to become another star Waikato Stud stallion, and it's a long time since a Caulfield Guineas winner has actually stood at stud in New Zealand.
Oh man, it's still unbelievable. I was lucky enough to be there that day. I was on a marketing tour with New Zealand Bloodstock, and so we quietly waited till Dean Hawthorne, who bought and manages the horse for Jonathan Munns and the other owners, till he was on his own away from the other agents sort of swooping by, and had a quiet word, and we worked away, and long story short, through a lot of hard work, we got the deal done. It's an unbelievable horse to have, and I still can't believe that we've got him here in our presence. It's great.
And taking over is Super Seth and drew away from...
He drew wide at Ballarat that day. It was in March, won by 6 lengths and just did it purely on natural ability. Then went into the city, won again with authority. I think it's very key to show, you know, that natural ability as a young horse.
Dundeel is already quite the sire already, and becoming a sire of sires.
There's no doubting he was doing a super job. He was off the back of a full book of mares, and certainly a sire on the rise. So it's a sire line we're certainly happy to invest heavily in. There's a good classic quality to the pedigree, but more importantly, there's plenty of speed and precociousness there. You look at Star Kingdom, you've got Rory's Jester there, you've got Bargett further back and Wilkes. There's a real potent source of speed there, and I think looking at his racetrack performance and how he ran his races, it's very reflective of the pedigree behind him.
Super Seth gobbles it up like only he can.
Of course, when he resumed in that prep after the Guineas, we had now taken over the ownership with the group. So things probably didn't quite go to plan at all in that last prep, where he had his place against those older horses. So there was no doubting his ability. It just didn't quite go to plan. But I mean, that's horse racing, and here we stand with him in the paddock.
And speaking of him in the paddock, I mean, you know, he's just a beautiful, beautiful stallion, as you would expect. How's he sort of letting down in your eyes, and what's been the reception from breeders to Super Seth in his first season?
It's better than we could have hoped. We knew he was going to be popular. We decided to stand him at 35,000 plus GST. I think I counted this morning, there was at least 11 Group 1 winners booked to him, over 25 stakes winners, and a multitude of stakes performance and stakes producing mares. So with that higher service fee, it has commanded a higher strength of mare that's gone to him. And he's actually got bigger and stronger every week he's been here. He's just been a tremendous horse to have anything to deal with.
Probabeel a length, Arcadia Queen.
And of course, Savabeel, champion sire again in New Zealand. He's had another incredible season. It was just brilliant seeing Probabeel, just a wonderful flag bearer for the Cox Plate winner. You know, so many other great group winners that he's provided again through the past year.
He's 19 and there's no signs of slowing down. We're very, very grateful to have him. He's just a pleasure to be here. He's a true champion. I think he's 5 consecutive years in a row now over here. He's in the top 20 in Australia year in, year out. Probabeel, of course, has been mega this year. Moanga looks something very special. And yeah, he's just doing what he does best.
And of course, Tivaci, this gorgeous sprinting son of High Chaparral from a Fastnet Rock mare. He now has his early 2-year-olds, and his yearlings sold so well last year. They're in some great stables. What are some of the reports coming back from trainers and pre-trainers?
Yeah, very, very happy with the Tivacis. Plenty going on. Importantly, we've had no negative feedback, and I think to have this sort of feedback so early on is testament to the structure and constitution that he's putting into his stock.
And the beautiful Ardrossan, this gorgeous son of Redout's Choice, how are his first foals this season?
Yeah, very consistent, and he stamped them. So 2 very important factors for us. He served 68 mares in his first year with us. Big, strong, physical and quality heads to them, and it's certainly a trait he's consistently leaving across the board. I think the proof's been in the pudding with him because his book's actually increased to 75 mares this year.
Colding and Savatiano.
And it all takes an incredible amount of work to manage, doesn't it? I mean, it's an incredible team there at Waikato. What do you think it is that makes the Waikato Stud bred horses and sired horses so special?
I think it's the sire selection for a start. If you look at the ones that have come through here, like Centane, O'Reilly, Pins, Savabeel and now Ocean Park, the bloodlines that are represented in the broodmare band, which is ticking on 200, are very, very compatible with each other. And the key focus with Mark and Gary has always been to produce the best and most sound racehorses we can. And the flow-on effect hopefully being sales ring success and, of course, breeding barn numbers up. So Gary and now Mark running the place have always worked hard to have the right people around them, and they certainly have. We're very fortunate in every department to have top level staff that would get a job in that area anywhere in the world. So it's certainly pivotal, and it complements the quality of the stallions and broodmares we have through and through. And of course it's great to see the younger chittocks coming through. We've got George working here with us at the moment in the yearling prep. Harry was topping paddocks the other week, and Charlotte comes up into Cracker and shows us what to do. So it's certainly, we're in a great spot. We've got great people, and there seems to be plenty more coming through.